Let's talk the mirror principle. Okay, in this video, I want to be sharing with you the mirror technique. I'm going to be referencing from Reality Transurfing the 7 mirror principles of reality and how to shape your external by cleansing and shaping your internal reality. Okay, let's get right into it. Before we get into the video, if you do want to win my Reality Transurfing cheat sheet, all you have to do is give this video a thumbs up and comment down below the phrase I am. I'm picking a few winners every week. All you have to do to win this free cheat sheet is to simply comment down below and give me a thumbs up. All right, now let's get right into it. So today I wanted to discuss the 7 mirror principles of reality, and I'm going to be breaking this down into 2 videos. So this is going to be part 1 where we discuss 3 of the mirror principles because I want to go a little more in depth. And the second video will actually sum it up and to really not just give you the conceptual framework of the mirror principle, but how to actually practically apply it to your life and with it change your reality. So the number one thing that you must understand is that the world is a mirror that reflects your relationship to it. This is the key understanding that you need to understand now. Everything that you experience on the external is simply a reflection of your internal. So your relationship to the world is your beliefs about the world, how you behave, right, in your day-to-day life, and how, like, the energy that you're constantly projecting. So, for example, if you have always just complained about everything that is going on in your life, and you're the type of person to constantly find fault in everything, then the world will constantly give you more things that are faulty. If you're complaining and the energy that you're projecting all the time is like negative, conflicting, then your world will show to you so many circumstances in which you will feel that same sort of vibe. And you will always be thinking that, oh, this conflict and all this negative stuff is coming from life, therefore it's making me feel this way. But the very fact that you are projecting that energy out constantly is determining the nature of your circumstances. So one thing you have to start understanding now is that the external is a reflection of your internal. The external is taking direction from you, but you keep looking at your reflection and you start to now complain about it or be negative about it, not realizing that your relationship to the reflection is what is forming your reflection to come in the future, right? So be very mindful of this. You want to start now cultivating a more positive relationship with your reality, believing positive things about the world, disengaging from all the negative things about the world and like all this media stuff that make you believe that the world is a very negative place. Because if that's your belief and you buy into that, then reality has to show you exactly what you have bought into. It is simply a reflection of your beliefs, of your inner self. So this is something to be very mindful of. Your world is a reflection of your relationship to it. Mirror principle number 2, reflection, right, from the internal to the external, is formed in the unity of heart and mind. So only when the subconscious accepts what the conscious mind proposes or suggests is there going to be a corresponding reflection. What do I mean by that? So right now you may be coming from a very negative background and you have a lot of negative beliefs that your subconscious has bought into and fully accepted. That's what you believe at a very deep level, that's how the world works. That's how I am. That's how life is. Now let's just say you've had a little awakening and you've started to realize that, oh, maybe I can create my reality and my thoughts create my reality and I can shape my future. So you're getting into all of these types of videos and on YouTube, and you're getting into all these types of books. Right in the beginning, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is how life works and I can do so much. And on a conscious level, you're going to like think that and you're going to be believing that. However, on a subconscious level, just because in the past you've received so much evidence that life is the opposite way, because life was just showing you your past beliefs, right? They were just reflecting back to you those beliefs. Because you've received so much evidence of that in the past, you're going to actually not yet fully be convinced that life works this way. And that's where that doubt comes. So as long as there's doubt in all the new teachings and the things that you're practicing and want to believe, then your subconscious has not really fully accepted and naturalized what you are thinking or believing. So only when you start to truly be convinced of your new beliefs, of these new thoughts about your worth, about your ability to create reality, about how the world is an abundant place, about how life takes care of you all the time. Until your subconscious accepts that, life may not project that to you, reflect that back to you. And so that brings us to number 3. You have to be patient with this, okay? So the third mirror principle is there is a delay in the reflection. Okay, so you now cultivating these beliefs and these new powerful, this new powerful worldview, this paradigm, it's not just gonna happen over time. And that's why I always say, like, if you're in these practices, don't be in it for the quick results. If you're in it for the quick results, you might as well not start. This is a reprogramming process. This is something that happens for a lifetime. So if you truly are in it and you are fully willingly, actually going to go through that time where you may not experience any results, but you're putting in the work, then that's the right mindset to have. And that will allow you to go through this process of delay. So this delay phase is your conscious beliefs. Now there's new beliefs that you're trying to build being integrated into your subconscious. Little by little, you will start to see glimpses and certain reflections from life that shows to you that maybe it is easier. Maybe you are worthy. Maybe you can achieve your goal. So like you will see some circumstances that reflect back to you those types of beliefs where you feel good, but where you're like, oh, I did create that. Oh, I am empowered. I am creating my life. And so then your subconscious will start to accept it. But you have to stick through that delay phase, right? If you're just like 5 days of thinking positive and you're like, okay, where's my results? You're constantly looking out, you're going to fail. But if you're truly just willing to go all in on your beliefs, those new beliefs, and you practice them and you take action through them, not waiting for them, but just fully buying into them now and just constantly giving your attention to those beliefs, then eventually your subconscious will accept them. Trust me, this has been how it is in my journey. Obviously, I started out with so much doubt, so much like self-criticism, so much just looking at my life like, oh, things never work out for me. But just by practicing this and staying consistent, and you could see my entire journey from YouTube, right? Like go watch my first videos and like you'll see the entire different person that I was. The life that I was living was entirely differently. So all it is just practice and consistency. Nothing separates you from anybody else. Nobody else is more special than you, and you're not more special than anybody else. But every one of us has this same inherent power. We can truly just reprogram our lives with consistency in our new beliefs. And over time, you won't even know how. You just start to shift into a different version of yourself, into a different life. But you have to stay through this delay phase and not constantly be looking out into your reflection like, oh, what's changed? What's changed? Has it changed yet? Has it come yet? Has it manifested? Okay, so don't fall for that mistake. And so now we're creating a smooth transition into number 4, which is the mirror principle. Number 4 states that the mirror cites the content of the relationship, but ignores its orientation. Okay, a person will be dependent on their surrounding reality to the extent that the image is controlled by its reflection. And this is the wild goose chase. So the greater the intensity of your feelings, the more powerful your attachment to the mirror. Let's take this step by step, and this will be the last step that we discuss in this video. We'll leave the next 3 steps for the part 2. So the mirror cites the content of the relationship but ignores its orientation. This means that just by you being focused on something, you are going to see more of that in your reflection. The more you are focused on, maybe let's just say a negative quality about yourself, your shyness, the more you're constantly battling with it, the more you're focused on it, like, I don't want this. What do I do to get over this? What do I do to like heal this part of myself? You're just focused on it in a very negative way. And as a result of it, the mirror will ignore the orientation, right? How you are focused on it. It doesn't care if you're focused on it in a good way or bad way, but it will simply show you more of what you're focused on, which is your shyness. So you will continue having conversations where you're like experiencing like just this limitation, you're shy and you don't want to like break through your shell, whatever it may be. Same thing with external things. If you constantly focus on qualities of other people that you don't like, or maybe that you do like, you're going to experience more of those qualities. You're going to literally manifest that version of the person in your life more and more and more. If you focus on how you're not making money, you're going to continue experiencing you not making money. But also if you focus on the good things, right? Like, oh my God, I am becoming more confident. I'm becoming better looking. Like, you constantly look in the mirror, like, I'm changing. Everything in my life is, becoming better, even if it's a little by, like, just little by little every single day. If you start focusing on those little things and just showing that gratitude, that's why gratitude works so well. It's you being focused in the most productive way possible. When you're focused on something that way, now you will start to experience that more. So here's one thing to understand to master this fourth principle. It does not matter how you are focused on something, right? It doesn't matter if you're like, I want to avoid this, I don't want this. Just by you being focused on something, you are inviting more of that into your experience. Now, the second part of this quote is, a person will be dependent on their surrounding reality to the extent that the image is controlled by its reflection. The greater the intensity of your feelings, the more powerful your attachment to the mirror, right? So this is where reactivity comes into play. The reason, there's this quote, right? You either react to life or you create life. You cannot do both. Again, you either react to life or you create life. Because see, the thing is, creating life requires you to constantly know that the real stuff is here within. Not even within this body, but just within. Right? That's what you create through. The external is simply a reflection. But see, a reactive person, which is pretty much everybody else on this planet, like who lives unconsciously, the reactive person constantly takes direction from their circumstances. They constantly attach their feeling state and their focus to what is going on right now. So if your circumstances are constantly hooking into your attention and keeping your attention there, that means you're very attached to the mirror. If you're constantly looking at your life and like, oh my God, this person said this to me. What do they mean about it? Like, I can't believe they said this. I can't believe I'm going through this. And you're feeling some type of way about it all the time. That means you're very attached to your own reflection. You believe that that is what is real rather than this being reality, the within, and the external simply being a reflection. And you've lost all sense of your creatorship. You've lost all sense of where this is being created from. And so the more you stay attached to that reflection, the more it controls you. And so you stay in a wild goose chase where you're chasing your reflection, not realizing that it's actually taking direction from you. And you constantly look at life, you're like thinking all these negative things, you're believing all these negative things about yourself, you're focusing on all the wrong things in the wrong way. And then you're wondering why that life just keeps treating you this way. And because you keep wondering life keeps treating you this way, then again, that's exactly what's happening. So it's called a reality feedback loop. And this is a destructive reality feedback loop that we just mentioned. However, you could also have very positive feedback loops where you like constantly affirm positive things about life and yourself, and you experience that reflection, and then you constantly affirm that feedback and then see that. So it's like, it could spiral out of control in a bad way or in a really good way. And the choice maker is you. And the only way to actually apply this principle into your life is you have to know your power. You have to know that the external is simply just a reflection. So stop allowing it to control your focus and your feeling state, your two most important tools on this creating your own reality journey. Okay? Remember, the more powerful your attachment to the mirror, right? The more reactive you are, the more you will stay in this wild goose chase. The more you will never be able to create what you truly want. So that's all for this video. Hang around for part 2 where we discuss the next 3 principles. Okay, we're going to go in depth, and those 3 principles are very key. So you definitely don't want to miss them, okay? That video is going to come soon. But if you want to start applying these principles and really just creating the life you truly want to live through a higher consciousness mindset, right? Bringing your vision into physical reality, then apply for my accelerated reality program, okay? And in this, you will receive my personal mentorship through which I guide you personally through this entire process. You can schedule a free consult with me right now to discuss if this program is the right fit for you, for what you've got going on right now. Link for that is in the description box below. Don't miss this opportunity, okay? So I'll see you in the next video where we discuss part 2 of this video. And until then, subscribe to this channel. All right, peace out for today. See you then.